Welcome to Ty Speaks. Tyeink, baby. Alright guys, I'm back. Okay, I had to readjust. Anyhow, I have my Palo Santo stick here. Let's just throw that trash away. And it's going to help me cleanse this magnetic energy that is coming from it to make sure that is for my highest and best good. I welcome it into my space only if it is for my highest and best good, and for my angels and spirit guides to watch over me, as always. So, I always start off with a good cleanse before I do anything, even a reading. If I'm reading somebody, if I came back from work when I was working, if I have been around a bunch of people, if, just I'm always constantly, I'm gonna have to delay this is bothering me. Anyway, sorry, distraction. But constantly trying to cleanse and take off the energy around me off of me that is not mine. So the reason I have the tarot cards is I'm going to go through them and by each one let them speak to me individually and really get to know the deck. They feel amazing. And I'm really into like certain things. They feel amazing. So it gives a card of the illustrations and what those mean, where they came from, all of that, which is really cool. Just kind of like what the untold story is. Anywho, so metaphysical, my spiritual journey, right? I should title this, right? My spiritual journey as a whole. I grew up in a household that was represented by Catholics. My grandmother was Catholic, devout, from Jamaica, was raised into the Catholic Church. I have gone a couple of times with relatives, with the knee rest, all of that. I was really young. I really don't remember much of it. I, however, grew up in the church, Christian church, Kojic, Church of God in Christ. It was down the street from my home. One of my really good friends, I want to call her a friend, but she's really family at this point. Known her since I was like 7, probably before that, honestly, but truly 7. Been really good friends. She was going to the church down the street, and I was like, hey, I want to go too. So I started going down to that church for years and years and years. I won't name the church or anything like that because I am going to tell my real experience, and I just don't want that to leave a tarnish on the church because that's not the true representation. Just because certain individuals are away doesn't mean that the entire organization should be cast to the side. But I started off in a Kojic church. It was very strange because I was out kind of like on an island on my own. Like, yeah, I had my friend who attended the church, knew the people there, but I kind of always felt like the ugly black sheep. Like, I either didn't dress the right way, I didn't speak the right way, like I just didn't ever just truly fit in. There was no one there that truly was there for me. I didn't have any family members. My mom passed when I was 7. My mom passed when I was really young. My grandmother, like I said, was Catholic and older. She wasn't going to anywhere she didn't have to be at. And then, I didn't grow up with my siblings. My brother was raised by his dad. And on my dad's side, it's just a lot of us. It's just a lot of us. It's a lot. Shout out to my siblings. If you do listen to this, hey guys, I love you. But that is really, I was isolated. I felt isolated. There were people in the church that I absolutely adored. Who like absolutely adored to this day, you know. Um, but I mean, it's just like any other place. Like you get some good, you get some bad, you get some ugly, you get some sad. You know, you get everything in between. So that was kind of my experience with the Kojic Church. I was in the choir. I went to Bible study. Like I went to choir. Like I was always at church. Go to church, right? You go to the Bible study at the beginning. You go to church. Then you go to the reception afterwards, and you eat. Then you kind of maybe go to someone's house afterward. I mean, it's a full day, and I loved it. I loved every part of like feeling like a big family, like a chosen family. Like, hey, I chose to be here with these people at this time. So I just really loved it. And then my family was, I had, so my grandparents, my grandmother on her side had people who preached in church, owned their own churches, you know, did those type of things. So they just weren't a part of like anything this, this. They're like, no. So I really don't know what their take is on it now as I do it because like I'm just doing me. Um, but like yeah, it was a whole thing. Um, but later on in the years, and I mean much later on, after college, after my daughter, after finding my spouse, after just after everything, I think as early as 2020, someone introduced me into someone who is a medium and does readings. And I was like, ooh, okay. I've always kind of watched it on TV. My grandparents and family members from Jamaica always spoke about the other side, always spoke about the divine, always spoke about, you know, crazy shit, just crazy shit, as Jamaicans. And I've always been like, as I was a kid, I would see the other side. I would see actual people, and it freaked me the fuck out. And so, as a young kid, I kind of blocked that out as a, you know, as a child. Um, so a lot of that was centered around fear and being completely closed off past the veil. So a lot of that, I'm trying to reconnect. I'm trying to not let fear dictate my actions. So that is what my awakening has been lately. I have taken I have taken mentorship classes, mediumship classes, Reiki classes. I plan on taking some tarot classes, and just continually learn and expand my knowledge. I want to learn about astrology and how to read the charts and not just, hey, this is my natal chart, but how does the moon being in this part of my natal chart affect this with my relationships and being able to understand compatibility between people with natal charts, business opportunities, like everything is all entwined in that. And that's why I love it. Like it's just something that I want to learn more and more and more about. I'm starting to see it as like a trend happening, which is really, but you know, I'm on my own path and everyone is on their own path. So I'm not judging anyone. I'm just hoping it's all genuine and just making sure that I am, you know, doing it with integrity. And my whole purpose with me being an intuitive reader is just to help others, like it's helped me. Like reconnecting with my grandmother, on the other side during an Akashic reading actually was very, very just deep. It was just deep. Like that's all I can deep. Okay. But that was wonderful in itself. But my first reading was by phone. not video, not in person. Never met this woman before in my life. Never knew anything about her. She didn't even know anything about me. And she did my reading 30 minutes. And there's still things to this day that she said, and I'm like, dang. Like, I'm always like, that's crazy. But it's really not crazy. It's just kind of just how it all unfolds. And while you can get readings and while you can connect with the other side and the divine, it's not to say you have to choose those options or that's your absolute finite path. It is up to you to choose where you want to go, and it is up to you to choose what you want to take and what you want to leave. That's it. So I love it because it's something that's more rational for me. And I know you're probably saying, like, how is that rational? You can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't, really understand it. It just makes sense to me. For me, my intuitive downloads just speak to me. I see images, they'll kind of come to me through song. A song will pop in my head. It'll have like just that one lyric in it that'll have a meaning, or the beat, or any of that will make sense to me. And that's how they communicate with me. So, a lot of things that I'm starting to see past the veil visually, I can see different things on different levels. And when I meditate, um, and just different parts of my journey are just a little different than others. So it just kind of all depends on what you're into and what you're comfortable understanding. Listen, I don't push this on anyone in my life. A lot of people understand that I'm into the woo woo, and that's what we call it out here. Just part of the woo woo. Ty's a little different. Tati's a little different, whichever you want to call me, whichever name. And they're like, you know what? She's just going to the beat of her own drum. And I am. I am. I used to be so afraid to even come out and say, hey, I'm an intuitive reader, because I didn't want to disappoint family members or scare off people who have always followed me, because I didn't want to lose, any kind of potential followers or anything like that. But you know what? Like I said in the very first episode, it's all about putting me first, and it's all about understanding where, I just want to go. So that is. Um, so readings for me, I've done a few free, paid, but I plan on doing more readings. I've have video conferences where I can set them up. I plan on doing pop-up spots. I'm really working on trying to get like a location where I can repeatedly go and do more in-person business. It's very competitive. It's very cutthroat out there. But listen, the divine will bring me the people who are supposed to be for me, and who I'm supposed to help. Like, it's not. All right, well, that doesn't want to be covered anymore. Yeah, that's how. Okay. Maybe if I go like that. Ooh, that's saucy. All right, so my filter just fell off. But anyway, we're going to keep recording. Might be a little shiny. Listen, it's been a long, long day. But yeah, where did I leave off? Anyway, okay. So, how I incorporate my downloads on a daily. Well, they come to me pretty frequently. I can be washing dishes, I can be drawing, doing art, talking to my wife, and then I just kind of like zone out, and she's like, "Are you with me?" And I'm like, "No, girl. I left my body for a second." But it's helped me with understanding my relationship with my wife, understanding our arguments, how to better them, helping me with my journaling. I do journal more often. I don't say consistently, but I do want to start something like that. Maybe something to where I incorporate it into the podcast, and we do like all right, next time journal type of takeaway type of thing. You let me know. Um, but yeah, that's how it's helped me on a daily. And it helps me with my manifestation. It helps me with my emotions, handling my behavior on a daily, having the authority over me necessarily and not other people, and understanding things that I can change, understanding things that I can't change, just a lot of different things. So that is why I've chosen to go this route spiritually. I feel that there is someone else out there who's like maybe interested in it, but it's like, is that really something that we do? Is that really something that we are afraid of and just don't want to pursue? So there's many different reasons out there why people don't go through that path, but it's just like any kind of route to spirituality. And it's just how you choose it. That's my best understanding. And that's the best understanding I can give to you guys. Just know that this channel will have a lot of that on it. And I don't want to deter you from that. But maybe that's a way that I can help expose you to some of it. But that is tyeink in a summation: art, creativity, expression, touching lives, healing. So I could say healing through creativity. If I was to sum it up into one sentence, healing through creativity.
Tyeink, baby.
So, if you guys have any questions for me on how to book with me, how to start your journey on understanding it, how to find tools and resources to learn more about it, you can always message me. info@tyenkproductions.com is also a way that you can get a hold of me. I also have my business number listed on the Facebook page. I am on TikTok, Threads, Instagram, Facebook. What else? I'm on Linktree, so you can find me in different ways. This is definitely just the beginning. Now that I have a little corner space set up for me to work temporarily, as we do still have 90% of the house packed up, and still trying to sell this last home. We've sold the rental home. We've sold the rental home, I think, since the first episode. I don't know if I mentioned it in the second episode, but that rental home is now sold, and we are working on selling our home and looking for a space more conducive for my toddler, and also more land. I just want land. I want to start my outdoor garden. I have an indoor garden that I've been starting. I'll video that once it takes off. I'm very excited for that, and the health journey that I'm starting off on, which will be another episode. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that made sense to you guys, and I hope it resonates with you. I hope it inspires you on your journey of spirituality, regardless of where that takes you. And see you in the next episode.
Tyeink, baby.